come in. Hello, sausage. Hello. Dinner time again, Mummy. Give me food. Hi guys, it's Mary McIntyre. Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year. This is my first video back after the Christmas break. Hope you had a lovely Christmas. It already feels like a distant memory. We had a lovely break, very quiet, saw all the crucial people that we needed to see, and it was really nice. We've had a really sad start to the year. If you've been following me for a while on this channel and my astronomy channel, you will have seen one of our cats, Coco, and sadly we lost Coco on Monday. So it's been an incredibly sad week. It's just been so hard. It's Wednesday now as I'm filming this, so it's still very, very raw. So we still have 4 cats, so you're still going to get cat content when they come and barge in on my projects, but I wanted to do something simple and easy, and so what I'm going to do is kind of not recreate, but one of the favourite things that I made last year was keyrings and pendants made out of resin with abalone shell fragments in, and I really loved how they turned out, and I was surprised that I actually preferred the pastel and pale coloured ones rather than the ones with the black background. So I'm going to combine that technique but in a different mould. I think the very first resin video I ever put out on my channel was geckos. If it wasn't the first, it was one of the first anyway. And I've made a few geckos now, but not enough. There's never enough geckos. I love geckos. So I think that the geckos will look absolutely gorgeous with the fragments of abalone shell. It would almost have that kind of mosaic gecko thing that Gaudi made popular. But what I'm planning to do is use the Funxim resin. This stuff is amazing. It's fairly affordable. Loving working with this. I've had it somewhere very warm, both bottles, because it's really cold in the UK at the minute. And what I'm going to do is half fill these, approximately half fill, stick these bits in. Now I'm not going to do what I did last time and spend half an hour agonizing over placement, because they all move anyway as the resin cures. Additionally, when you look in here, the different colors look really kind of obvious. Once they're in resin and you backfill them, you can't tell. The iridescence is so strong that you cannot tell the overall background color. So I am just gonna chuck stuff in. I'll be mindful of my placement with regards to the size of fragments of abalone, but I'm not going to spend absolutely hours thinking that little toe needs this bit and whatever. It's just going to go in there. That's going to cure overnight in my airing cupboard where it's warm, so I don't hopefully get any blooming. And then tomorrow I will come back. This stuff notionally can demold after 12 hours, so by the time I get to kind of halfway through tomorrow, I should be ready to kind of dust them with some mica powder. I'll probably use a different colour for each of them, but I really loved the shell pink and the mint green that I did last time. And then I'll back them with white resin. I'll just add a little bit of Vista white pigment, and that will allow the pastels to stay pastels and not take on that really kind of rich colour that backing them with black will do. I think they're going to look gorgeous. This mould is beautiful and I love it. I do not love cleaning it though. If you ever use this mould yourself and you've brushed it with mica first, you'll know the pain trying to get all of the mica out of those tiny little embossed features. Utter nightmare, but it's worth it because those geckos are absolutely beautiful. So I've just changed the filters in my respirator, so I'm going to get my PPE on and mix up my resin, then I'll be back. So let's get started. Approximately half filled these, and I actually wish with hindsight that I put a bit less of this clear coat in, but yeah, I poured the clear layer in first, and then I went in with my lollipop stick to try to dislodge any bubbles around the edges. I still don't have any micro brushes, and I wish I did, because I definitely missed a few spots where you've got the right angled bend at the bottom of these geckos. Some gecko molds are slightly dished and give you a domed top, but this one has a right angled edge, which is a nightmare for trapping air bubbles. Also a nightmare for trapping air bubbles are those embossed features, so I had to go in with my kind of L-shaped pliers. They've got a rounded end, so I knew I wasn't going to scratch anything, but I was having to go in. I tried to squash the air bubbles out of the little holes with the lollipop stick, but in the end I had to do it with my tweezers. So I was going around every little spiral embossed bit and every one of the holes, just trying to get all of those air bubbles out, and then just kind of hit it with the lighter to pop them at the top. Also fishing out cat hair, because nothing in our house ever sits for more than 2 minutes without cat hair landing in it. But yeah, those embossed features really are a bit of a nightmare for trapping bubbles, and also around the eyes. So I did my very best to try and get all of those. I didn't quite get them all, but I did my best. So, having said I'm not going to spend half an hour agonising over placement, I actually went on and spent half an hour agonising over placement. Not so much worrying about the colours, that was the thing I spent ages on last time, picking background colours that would work together. In the pendants that I made in the keyrings, the colours really didn't show up, but ultimately they did in this, and I think it's because some of the fragments were a lot bigger. But I was just trying to make sure that I had like a layer covering most of the body and the feet and the head and the tail, with a mixture of different sizes and shapes of fragment, trying to break up the shell where necessary. And I was trying to move it around, but once I had to kind of leave it and get on with work, I can't actually remember if I did this overnight or left it during the day, but I couldn't sit with it the whole time. I had to get on with my work. So all of that stuff migrated in the end, and I really wish that it had stayed where I put it, because it would have looked better. But you could definitely see the colours, and I think also the pastel shades that I chose this time were slightly different, and they did show up. But I did take my time with this bit, because I think it was important to get the sizes right, and the stuff that was in the feet and the head wasn't going to move too much, and also in the tail there wasn't a lot of room for it to move. I also wish I'd pushed some of them in a bit more, because when you look at the finished result, they look like they're buried a bit lower in the gecko's body rather than on the top. But it does give depth, so I'm really not mad at the result at all. This is what they look like when I put them in the airing cupboard. I really wish they'd stayed like this, but they're looking so adorable already. Hi guys, it's the next morning. You can see that loads of these fragments have pulled into the centre, but that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is dust these with mica. I want them pastel, as I said yesterday, so I want one of them pale blue. So I've mixed some shiny blue and silver white to make a really pale pastel colour. Now these colours are quite pastel when you back them with white resin anyway, but I just wanted that one to be more subtle. This green I'm pretty sure I've used before, and that also comes out very subtle, but if that's greener, that's okay, because that's a kind of natural colour for geckos. This light pink is super pastel pink and looks gorgeous. So I'm going to do the big one blue, I think. Annoying that this stuff is all clumped together, but I'm sure it's still going to look beautiful. So right, I'll get on with this. I'm just going to time lapse this. You don't need to see me do this in real time. Change my mind. I'm going to do this one blue. Okay, I'm going to mix up my resin and add some Vista white pigment to it and then backfill these. It's been 24 hours almost since I poured these. Now they're not fully solid, but they're solid enough that I should be able to demold them. I can't wait to see how these turned out. I loved how they looked with just the first layer on, so I'm hoping that the colours will translate really well. So which one first? I'll do one of the little ones first. These can be a bit difficult to demold because of the curly tails, so sometimes it's easier to kind of do it this way up. So I'm trying not to look through the silicone. I want it to be a surprise. Oh, they're pretty solid actually, that's good. Not too bad. Trying to not look at them yet. I want to see them properly for the first time when they're all out. Okay, that's that one. I like the dome on the back. I managed to dome it just the right amount so that they're not kind of dished inwards, but not so domed that there'd be a nightmare to hang up. So I think that's okay. Okay, the big one. I really hope these have come out well. I could see when I poured the second layer that obviously the resin had pulled all of the shell inwards, so there is not as much shell around the outer edges that I wanted there to be. But I'm sure they're still going to look cute. Okay, I cannot wait to see these. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. I really wish the abalone hadn't all pulled into the centre. I felt like I'd put loads in, but no, it doesn't look like there's loads in. But what there is looks so pretty. The way that that shell's catching the light is gorgeous. And they've come out the right pastel shades that I wanted as well. I'm so happy I mixed some of that blue with this silver white just to make it a little bit more pastel. Oh, that is so cute. The big guy could definitely have done with more abalone. They look so pretty. The way that they're catching the light in real life is just beautiful. I'll bring you down and hopefully we'll catch the iridescence better up close. Let's bring the camera down. Okay. These shell fragments are so pretty. They're gorgeous. That green one is epic. I absolutely love all of them though. Oh, I love them so much. It's absolutely battered my collection of abalone shell. I'm going to have to order more now, but it's totally worth it. Absolutely beautiful. So pretty. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As I said in the intro, I needed to do something that just made me happy, and these have come out really nicely. It's really good to be able to use some of the bigger pieces because you can't really do that in pendants. So gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now. So just another quick look at these once I cleaned them up with, got rid of the overspill using my craft blade and my deburring tool. So there was a few little areas where I'd kind of slightly over poured and where some stuff had gone over the edges. So they look a lot better now that they've been cleaned up, and I really love how they turned out.